Star Wars Jedi Survivor is a sequel set 5 years after the events of Jedi Fallen Order. It follows Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, a survivor of the infamous Order 66, who narrowly escaped with his life after his Jedi Master, Jaro Tapal, sacrificed himself. In the previous game, Cal joined the former Jedi Master, Seer Jenda, the sweet and odd pilot, Grease Dritus, the last surviving Night Sister of Dathomir, Marin, and his loyal droid companion, BD-1.
Hello?
Their goal was to obtain a Jedi holocron containing a list of Force-sensitive children across the galaxy, hoping to rebuild the Jedi Order. However, the group understood the dangers empires posed to these children, and ultimately decided to destroy the holocron, rather than risk the children's safety. Which is where the last game came to a close, with an open-ended ending. Now, with Jedi Survivor, it opens with Cal on Coruscant, seemingly taken prisoner by an unknown group to make a deal to sell the Jedi to a corrupt senator. In reality, he is leading a heist with a new crew, sent by Saw Gerrera, which is, someone we met in the last game too.
Good morning.
Leader of a band of rebel fighters, which includes Koob and Liz, two Klatooinian twins, these ugly things. They're the muscle of the group, who have saved Cal from a bounty hunter before. There's Gabs, the crew's slicer.
Greetings and citations, fine shits.
Close and loyal friend who again has saved Cal's life before, finding a recurring trend. And Bravo, the crew's pilot and brains, as well as a new member, Boda Kuna, who's a mercenary. He's a little newer to the group again, seemingly being on one of the first few missions with the group. And they were all sent to Coruscant with the sole mission of stealing valuable intel from Senator Dahos Jan, the corrupt Imperial official. However, the plan goes awry when Imperial forces intervene.
The Senator has more credits.
With the Ninth Sister, an Inquisitor Cal previously defeated, which again was shown in the last game. So in this little scuffle, the twins, die at the hand of the Inquisitor while Gabs takes a blaster shot for the homie Cal. So 3 of the homies just get smoked, and Cal then falls into the city amidst a fight.
Going! Get back here, Cal!
During his escape, he encounters the Ninth Sister once more. Now cybernetically enhanced, she seeks revenge, and the two engage in an intense duel amidst the towering skyscrapers of Coruscant. Cal ultimately overpowers her, landing precise strikes that sever her mechanical limbs, before finally delivering a fatal blow in the name of justice and calm mind. With the Ninth Sister finally dead, Cal presses forward. He meets up with Bode and Bravo. The 3 rendezvous at the landing pad to escape with the info they attained. With Bode, Bravo, and Cal all using separate ships, Cal taking the Mantis, which is a ship that was used in the last game, Grease's ship, and they all quickly depart, with Imperial ships pursuing them. Bravo is shot down, Bode escapes, and we escape from Coruscant. Now, after narrowly escaping the Empire in Coruscant, Cal's ship, the Mantis, gets all busted up, so he goes to meet up with the actual owner of the ship, Grease, in hopes to fix it. On Kobo, which is where Grease is located, Cal encounters trouble with the local threat, the Bedlam Raiders, a group of marauders led by Ravis, seemingly searching for something. Cal reunites heartwarmingly with Grease and requests his help.
Come over here and kiss me on my...
Grease, who has now settled down for the quiet life on the planet Kobo and runs the local cantina there, Pyloon's Saloon, tells him to fetch a spare gyro module that he has in smuggler's tunnels beneath his cantina to fix up his ship. However, while he's there, Cal stumbles upon an ancient High Republic-era Jedi chamber. For those unfamiliar with the High Republic, it was a period of time where the Republic was essentially at its height.
Right here. All your needs will be met.
I'm hungry.
Roughly 100 to 500 years ago. Anyway, so here he meets a forgotten and damaged droid, ZNA-4, nicknamed Z,
Hello?
from assumingly the High Republic era. Cal learns Z was supposedly on some mission to obtain the key to Tanalorr within the Forest Array, sent by a Jedi Master from the High Republic era, Centauri Cree. The Forest Array was a research facility on Kobo, and Tanalorr was a peaceful, hidden, Force-strong planet located within the depths of the Kobo Abyss, which is dangerous to navigate, to say the least. Cal realizes Tanalorr could be potentially a safe haven beyond the reach of the Empire, and Bode, now arriving on Kobo, reunites with Cal, and wants to help Cal out with this new world he discovered. Seeking answers, Cal explores the ruins on Kobo, and goes to the Forest Array, which leads him to a Bacta tank, containing a mysterious figure, Dagan Gera, a Jedi from the High Republic era. Cal releases him, knowing him to be a Jedi from visions through the Force, and hopes to have them join together to fight the Empire.
What's wrong?
Warn the others. We're under attack.
However, what Cal didn't know is that Dagan was sealed there, overcome with hatred for the Jedi Order, as he had once sought to establish Tanalorr as a sanctuary but was betrayed and imprisoned for his extremist beliefs. Upon his release, Dagan, now consumed by vengeance, vows to claim Tanalorr for himself, resulting in him bleeding his Kyber crystal, leading to an intense fight between Cal and Dagan. Dagan escapes at the climax of the battle, with Ravis seemingly knowing Dagan. Dagan allies himself with Bedlam Raiders and Ravis, a Gendai warrior, which you might be familiar with if you watched the 2003 Clone Wars series. As he's the same species as the infamous bounty hunter Dirge. I don't know if anyone remembers that episode. Meanwhile, Cal, seeking answers for everything that just went down, and having important information, he aims to visit his former mentor, Seer Jenda, located on the planet Jedha. Jedha being an ancient world which was home to one of the first civilizations to explore the nature of the Force, and considered a spiritual home of the Jedi Order. Here we meet up with another one of his former crew members, and maybe, perhaps, possibly his love interest, Marion, who just recently came to Seer and wanted to contribute to her cause. Here we find Seer has been working to protect Force-sensitive individuals from the Empire, as well as other fugitives. It was called the Hidden Path, a secret underground network that worked to shelter surviving Jedi and other Force-sensitives from the Empire using several hidden locations across the galaxy. We meet Seer and Eno Cordova, Seer's Jedi Master. He's also someone from the previous game. I honestly had no idea he was even still alive. He shows up in this game. But yeah, he's alive. So Seer and Cordova, the two have been preserving the knowledge of the Jedi tradition and helping those escape and hide from the Empire using the Hidden Path. Now, with the former crew reunited, Seer learns Empire has accidentally stumbled upon one of the safe houses she uses as a Hidden Path, called Pilgrim's Sanctuary, which was a ruined and ancient Jedi temple. The Empire, seeking to just destroy the temple as a testament to their strength and might, had no idea they just stumbled upon a safe house. So, Cal hurries to the safe house where a colleague of Seer's, Brother Amias, holds contact codes containing a hidden channel that the Hidden Path uses. With the pressure of the Empire accidentally stumbling upon Armias, the entire Hidden Path is jeopardized. Cal meets up with Armias, saving the codes, but Armias unfortunately dies. Cal returns to Seer in the Jedi Archives and meets up with his crew. It's implied from the beginning that the group eventually went their separate ways, though we eventually find out why. Cal, unwilling to stand by while the Empire continued its oppressive reign, dedicated himself to active resistance, taking on increasingly dangerous missions against the Empire, and directly striking them, such as in the beginning Coruscant mission. It's obvious Cal feels disdain for his former group until it's explained why they left. Seer, feeling a deeper call to preserve Jedi knowledge, set out to safeguard ancient texts and build a hidden archive on Jedha. Marin, still haunted by the destruction of her people, sought her own path, helping those displaced by the Empire, exploring the galaxy and coming to terms with who she is and what happened to her people, which also led to her refining her Night Sister abilities. Grease, wary of the constant danger, chose a quieter life, settling down on Kobo and opening Pyloon Saloon. Though they all remain close at heart, now, Cal and the crew seek to research Tanalorr, finding out what it is, how you get there, etc., all that good stuff, you know. While researching and exploring, we return to Kobo where we find Z, the High Republic droid, who was kidnapped by the Raiders in order to search through her memory banks for the location of the final Abyss Compass, which was a compass used to find Tanalorr. Oh yeah, there's Abyss compasses. You see, Tanalorr is a very hard and dangerous place to reach as it's located in the Kobo Abyss, a deadly nebula near the planet that is nearly impossible to navigate. Well, the only way to get through to Tanalorr is using these compasses. You know, they're compasses that guided your way through the Abyss. However, only 3 were created. I didn't mention it before, but Cal found 2 of them previously in his travels, and they were destroyed beyond repair. So essentially all but 1 was destroyed. Flash forward and we find Z being held in a fallen Lucrehulk core on Kobo. You know, those big, huge Trade Federation ships from the Clone Wars.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
Here we fight through levels upon levels of repurposed battle droids and Bedlam Raiders until we reach the top of the Lucrehulk, where Z is located. We're about to free Z, and that's when the homeboy Dagan walks into the room. We fight Dagan for the second time, where he displays new sick Force abilities, throwing a lightsaber, despite him missing one arm and controlling it all while dueling us with the other arm. We yet again prevail by the end, with the homie Bo Dakuna helping us drive away Dagan. Dagan leaves as he goes to search for the key, bent on going back to Tanalorr, and Ravis is sent to also search for the key on the shattered moon of Kobo. We pursue Ravis on the moon to stop him. Here we learn the backstory on Ravis and Dagan. We learn Ravis was originally a warrior who slayed many Jedi in the High Republic era. However, Dagan bested him in singular combat, something no one else was able to do, and spared Ravis' life. Ravis then swore a life debt of loyalty to Dagan as a result. However, after the Jedi Order abandoned Tanalorr after the Nihil, this word, a group of anarchists and pirates, somehow raided the planet. Dagan felt betrayed since they forsook the planet and went on to start killing Jedi, stopping him from going to Tanalorr. It's on the Shattered Moon where Centauri Kree confronts Dagan, slices his arm off, hides him from the Order, and then seals him in a Bacta tank, where we obviously find him many years later.
Surrender, and we can figure this out together.
Come with me.
It's too late for that.
Such despair, Centauri. Tanalorr. You can feel it slipping away.
My despair is for you. Tanalorr has changed you.
Fuck you, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Back the fuck up. If I knock the fuck out you. Damn, man. Pussy. Hey.
Centauri.
Get a medical droid in here and prepare a Bacta tank.
We learn that following the events of Dagan's betrayal, Ravis was searching for Dagan on Kobo, where he was subdued by a multitude of Jedi Masters, who once again spared his life and kept him as an uncaged prisoner. Flash forward a few hundred years, once the Jedi Order met its demise during Order 66, Ravis was able to escape and once again went to search for Dagan, his master that he owes a life debt to. Now, on the Shattered Moon, we battle Ravis and eventually grant him something he long awaited, a warrior's death, and learn the location of the last key, at the Kobo Observatory. We confront Dagan one last time now on Kobo as Empire battles the Bedlam Raiders at the Kobo Observatory. Dagan tells his plan of returning to Tanalorr, training the Raiders into an elite army with disciples trained in the Force at the temple located there, and striking when the time is right to destroy the Empire. He's so keen on attaining his goal, he even creates an arm with the Force. In one final battle, Dagan displays extraordinary Force abilities. However, using a Force hallucination of Centauri Kree, someone that obviously lowered Dagan's guard, Cal emerges victorious and kills Dagan.
Shuttles are leaving. I will not return. You're lost. You've strayed from the path. And you are no.
Cal, now having the Abyss Compass, he returns to Jeddah where he gives a compass to Master Cordova, which he says he can actually fix this time, and it's not damaged beyond repair. While waiting, the crew has a nice heart-to-heart, looking forward to the future that's to come, grasping hope and optimism for all their futures. Cal announces he wants to make Tanalorr into a safe haven for Jedi, essentially moving the hidden path to somewhere the Empire can't reach. Bode and Cal have a heart-to-heart, and Bode suggests they check out Tanalorr together first, but Cal assures that they need to get ahead of the Empire, so the quicker they move, the better. At dawn, Master Cordova announces he's finished repairing the compass, and at the same time, Seer receives word that the Empire has found their base. Cal quickly discusses with Seer what to do, and turns to Cordova to see Bode, his blaster in hand, aimed at Master Cordova. Cordova pleads that he doesn't have to do this, which is quickly met with multiple shots fired into Cordova's chest, killing Cordova.
Really sorry about this.
Oh. Son. Son, you don't have to do this.
Baba Booey.
No!
Bode rushes to escape, stealing the only remaining key to Tanalorr, with Cal chasing him down as Seer and everyone else prepares for counteractions against the invading Empire. In confusion and anger, Cal chases Bode down until Cal is finally able to confront Bode Akuna, who is revealed to be an Imperial spy and a fellow Force user. Bode warns that Cal should just head back to get out while he still can, but wanting to bring Bode to answer for his betrayal, Cal battles Bode.
You coming first? Why you fucking call me what?
which leads to him being knocked unconscious. We then follow Seer Junda as the Empire closes in on the Jedi archives. Seer battles through the siege and helps all those remaining to evacuate. When she safely gets everyone out, she finds she left the contact codes for the hidden path back in the archives, so she quickly goes back to retrieve it. But here she's faced with Lord Vader. Seer hands the codes to BD-1, ordering the droid to escape with the codes as she faces the Dark Lord of the Sith. She drives Vader to nearly the brink, but Vader ends the confrontation with a lightsaber through Seer's chest, thus killing off Cal's mentor and friend, Seer Junda. I mean, what were we expecting? You know, Vader's bound to win, canonically, so not that much of a surprise here. Enraged, Cal joins Merrin and Grease, and they track Bode to the Imperial stronghold, where they learn that he was working with the Empire to protect his daughter, Kata. We find out Bode was a former Jedi Knight who was assigned to Republic intelligence, and after Order 66, he went into hiding. During the Purge, he met and married a woman and found love, even having a daughter of his own, Kata. However, the Inquisitorius found him and killed his wife, and he was able to escape with his daughter. Bode then struck a deal with the chief supervisor of the Imperial Security Officer to help gather intelligence and work as an Imperial agent in exchange for sheltering his daughter. Bode then reveals that nowhere is safe from the Empire if they were harboring the hidden path in Tanalorr, that the Empire would find them if they brought the hidden path there. Bode retrieves his daughter and escapes with the compass, heading to Tanalorr to be safe from the Empire and escape. Cal taps into the dark side of the Force as he rampages through the Imperial base to find Bode. Cal quenches his anger, making sure not to get consumed by the dark side, and figures they can follow Bode if they align all the arrays to essentially create a path to Tanalorr. Arriving on Tanalorr, Cal and Merrin find Kata and talk to Bode. Cal no longer wishing to continue a never-ending chain of suffering, wants Bode to stand down, but Bode refuses. And after an intense battle, Cal defeats Bode, and again gives him the choice to stand down, which Bode uses that opportunity to almost kill Merrin. In Bode's rage, he even force pushes his own daughter, and this follows with Cal reluctantly killing him, securing Tanalorr for himself and the crew. The crew and Kata observe a traditional Jedi funeral pyre, burning for Seer, Cordova, and Bode. Cal stands silently, grieving visibly as the night seems to slip by, others coming and going, and eventually leaving Cal alone in front of the ashes. The story ends with Cal, Merrin, Grease, BD-1, and Kata standing at Tanalorr, realizing that while they have found a hidden refuge, their fight against the Empire is far from over. With new responsibilities and Kata now under his protection, Cal must decide how to move forward in his battle for survival and hope. And by the end of it, he really is the Jedi Survivor. And thus concludes the entire story of Jedi Survivor, the second game in the Jedi series. There is a third game that has already started development. It's expected to come out maybe in like 2 to 3 years, and that's just expected to be, I think, around the time that A New Hope takes place. Somewhere around there. I don't know. This game was amazing. Gameplay-wise, story-wise, visually, it was amazing. The only thing is performance. I know that it had a few problems, especially on release and on PC, but I did play it on PS5, and I basically didn't have any problems. But I haven't been invested in anything Star Wars since the sequel trilogy came out, and it effectively ruined the entire universe for me. This game definitely brought back my love and passion for the franchise. This world, the exploration, it touches cool concepts like the High Republic, unique Force abilities. There's just way too much to name. It was all a thrill to experience, and I can't recommend it enough. It was challenging enough gameplay-wise, especially if you play at a little bit of higher difficulty. I played on Jedi Master. It kept me invested, and I wanted to improve. The final battle, Bode, was insanely frustrating to deal with, and definitely deserved to be the final boss story-wise. Through the game, though, there's a lot of challenges and optional bosses you can encounter, like the Spawn of Ogdo. And my god, was the Spawn of Ogdo one of my biggest accomplishments to overcome. I repped that poncho for the rest of the game. I spent nearly an hour and a half battling this frog, and by the end of my battle, I simply stood still and reflected on what just happened. I really thought that was the extent of how difficult it could get, but other battles like Ogdo Bogdo and the spawn of Ogdo proved that it doesn't get any easier. There's also the twin Rancor fight. You know, all in all, I love the mechanics of this game, the customization, and yes, there's so much customization. There's different ways to use the combat system, use the force, use different lightsaber stances, use your enemies, use the environment. There's different ways you can even use the force. You can lift them, throw them, pull your enemies in, and have them shoot the other enemies for you, control your lightsaber throws, slam your enemies into the ground. You truly feel like a Jedi in this game. You can wear different clothes, change different parts of your lightsaber, change the colors of your clothes, change your hairstyle, change your facial hair, change the materials and colors of your weapons, customize BD1 to look different. Your creative freedom in this game is so much fun to explore and to unlock. Unlocking those different cosmetics make it all the more fun. I definitely am looking forward to the final entry of the Jedi Survivor series, and I'm excited to where the Cal Kestis story goes.